Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're talking about something happening right now, the rapidly developing threat of Cyclone Ditwah. This isn't just a storm on the horizon, it's an active disaster unfolding as we speak in the North Indian Ocean.
And I really want to stress this point. This isn't some theoretical weather forecast. We're not talking about what might happen. This storm has already proven just how incredibly destructive it can be.
And now it's heading straight for the coast of India, putting millions of people directly in its path. So what happens next? Let's get right into it. What we know, where this thing came from, and what everyone should be bracing for.
Okay, so to really grasp the danger that's heading towards India, you first have to see the trail of devastation this cyclone has already left behind.
It's already made its presence felt in the island nation of Sri Lanka, and the consequences there have been absolutely tragic. Let's really look at what's happened in Sri Lanka. I have to warn you, the numbers we're about to see are, well, they're just staggering. Right now, the death toll has tragically climbed past 123 people. And the heartbreaking reality is, with rescue operations still going on, everyone expects that number to go even higher. And on top of those confirmed deaths, more than 130 people are still reported as missing. You can only imagine the agony for those families just waiting for news. So beyond the loss of life, you have this huge humanitarian crisis unfolding. We're talking about tens of thousands of people who have been forced out of their homes and are now living in temporary shelters. And this really paints a picture of the chaos, right? It's a cascade effect. You've got widespread flooding and destructive landslides. Roads and railways are completely blocked, basically cutting off parts of the country. And with rivers and reservoirs overflowing, thousands of homes have just been inundated. So, what is this storm? What makes it so dangerous? Let's take a look at the anatomy of Cyclone Ditwah. Okay, so at its heart, Cyclone Ditwah is a classic tropical cyclone. The best way to think about it is like a gigantic spinning engine. It forms over warm ocean water and just sucks up all that heat and moisture, using it as fuel to power these incredibly strong winds and torrential rain.
And here's what's truly alarming about this particular storm: how fast it blew up. I mean, look at this. On November 26th, it's just a low pressure area. Then boom, in about 24 hours, it intensifies so quickly that it becomes a named storm. That's called rapid intensification, and it's what makes these systems so terrifying. It gives people on the ground almost no time to prepare.
Oh, and a quick side note, ever wonder where these storm names come from? Well, for cyclones in this part of the world, different countries in the region all contribute names to a list. This one, Ditwah, was actually submitted by Yemen. It's named after the Ditwah Lagoon. Just a little bit of trivia for you. All right, so that's the backstory. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now and the forecast for India. The storm is currently tracking north-northwest across the Bay of Bengal, and its path, well, it's headed straight for some of the most densely populated coastal areas in the country. And forecasters have a pretty clear idea of when and where it's going to hit. We're looking at the early morning of November 30th for landfall. The areas in the direct path are North Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and southern Andhra Pradesh. So the big question is, what exactly are they bracing for? When this storm makes landfall, what does that actually mean? Let's break down the three biggest threats. First up, you've got the destructive winds. This is probably the most obvious threat, the force that can just tear things apart. We're talking about wind gusts hitting up to 100 kilometers per hour. Now, that might just sound like a number, but winds that strong can easily uproot trees, snap power lines, and do some serious damage to buildings. It's no joke. Threat number two, dangerous seas. The cyclone is basically churning the ocean into a frenzy, which is a major risk for anyone living on the coast. Wave heights are predicted to hit almost 5 meters. That's over 16 feet high. It makes being anywhere near the water incredibly dangerous, which is why authorities are telling everyone to stay far away from the sea. And finally, perhaps the most dangerous threat of all, extreme rainfall. People often focus on the wind, but it's the water that's often the deadliest part of a cyclone. Forecasters are predicting that some areas could get more than 20 centimeters of rain. That's nearly 8 inches in just 24 hours. A downpour like that is almost guaranteed to cause massive, severe flooding, especially in low-lying regions. Which brings us to the final and most urgent question of all. Disaster response teams are on high alert. Warnings have been issued. The whole region is basically holding its breath.
But with a storm this powerful and millions of lives in its path, the coming hours will be a critical test of whether the preparations are enough.